morning. It is Thursday, October 19th, and we have our new tilt bins. We have other new tilt bins that instead of stacking up there, I put here for some actual product. So I was thinking some of these bags are getting full, and there are things that can sell through when I try to rebuild as I go, like the Mandalorian Loyalists and the Rebel Troopers. So I figured a tilt bin situation works out well, and it works perfectly in this little sliver of space that's right here. And then there's a bunch of Alexes and Steves and the zombies. So I threw them all in one little tilt bin, and I think that works out pretty well. If I don't ever actually sell any of them after a while, I might relegate them to some bag in a bin somewhere else. But at least for now, it's a good little spot. I've got 4 more that I can use up for some snow troopers or some Hoth troopers, the Rebel Hoth troopers. Something like that. I got to figure out a couple other options because these two can definitely come and go pretty easily. But the other ones, I can't tend to keep a whole lot of in without them selling quickly, like the 201 Star Wars. Might put a skeleton or something in there. We'll see. But got some options. And then there's just not enough space to do a last one without it being slightly off down there. Although, because they slide on and off easily, I can do it if I want to. But I made this pretty much level or close enough. Yeah, close enough. So that was the height determiner there. And just brought this one up. Not sure if I'm going to label these or not, but can definitely break them down a little bit more. Like in here, I had the Rebel Troopers and pilots and such, so I could break those down further. There's Ninjago and ninja stuff that I could put head wraps in one spot, and then any kind of other stuff like that kind of thing in another one. This is kind of just a random Star Wars helmet and trooper bin, so that could be further delineated with, there's some Rebel stuff in here and some actual clones and Imperial. So that could be broken up more. All these can be broken up more potentially. Visors, hair. I could have a whole section of hair where long, short, etc. And that's city hats and stuff. Orphan legs and hips and food. So definitely have options to break it up. It's not a huge priority right now, but I just want to go ahead and get some of these bins because I got them cheap again. And I can finish out and get another 7 next time they're on a sale, but I'm not going to push myself that way. Otherwise, I'm trying to think of anything else is particularly new at the moment. Just getting some things organized. My freelance video editing project finally came back with some changes that's ready to go. So that's where my morning has been and will be continued to be spent. But otherwise, just want to show off the cool tilt bins. I like them a lot. I can see those being particularly useful, especially in that sliver of space where there's not a whole lot of room to do anything else. And it gives me some spots to put stickers and such. So I like to have various stickers. I had multiples of that. There's a spot there for sticker. There's a Lego one. Some seller, I forget who it was now, sent some Lego ones. I forget what this. Oh, that's a Kamui cosplay. If you do cosplay at all, that's her with her corgis. So, yeah, good stuff. Sticker space here too. The Tallneck has come back to its rightful home, leaving some space here for something. Maybe another tall set. We'll see. You know what? I wonder. This has always been a little... Yes. Much better. So it actually fits there. This is obviously my little D&D/nerd shelf. So the Mass Effect Omni Blade works perfectly there. The tall neck. And then I have space here for something, even if it's just shifting my little idols down. I need to buff up these ones. I saved these. Let's rotate one out. Alright, so we've had New York on display for a while. I'm feeling Parisian. Bienvenue à Paris. Perfect. Alright, well, yeah, droopy perfect. I wonder if I could slide these forward. Random video content of the day. Will you arrange yourself now? Somehow it's worse. A little piece of tape would work there. I hate the tape stuff, but even if it's just the slightest little thing, it might do the trick. Because this is still, you know, still my office. I still like to have nice some semblance of myself in here. It's not all going to be acro containers and such. I painted that. Watercolor. I like to use the that one too. Use watercolor without water. Yes, that sounds strange, I know. But it creates like a, it almost acts as acrylic, but then you can use some water in various spots to affect it in different ways. Oh, I have this guy, but the top part of his head is the part that really counts. No one cares about the body as much. It's stuck to the wall. There we go. The body is far less valuable, so I just kind of let him hang out there on my shelf. And then Rocket, I made that for that Otter Instagram post way back when. His face is like, let's see it. It's pretty chewed up, so I just keep him around for display. All right, now we go. Now, for the greatest display of all, Pab cups of categories. I won't be able to fit them all, will I? Tiles. That's empty. Voila. Oh, man. Okay. And this is like, I threw a couple random ones in there, but this is like all the pieces where something got stuck. I just need to go through like a toothpick or a paper clip. So it's just a lot of stuff like that. Low priority, just kind of when I get a down moment. There we go. Okay, so it clears up that spot. More lids. Because like I said before, trying to clear out the desk to get it ready for being used for Halloween and being used to not be here anymore. This is a mock that I am very, very slowly working on. There's not really a spot for this anywhere now. Now that I've moved all those things around. I'm gonna break down some of these Disney ones and list them out. But yeah, that is that'll do for today. or at least for now. So one thing I've been working on today is getting all these plates taken care of. And part of that has been a lot of the plates were here. So there'd be like 3 drawers for 2x4s, 3 drawers or 2 drawers for 2x3 plates. Some 1x8s were in different drawers with other pieces. Some brackets were all mixed in there too. Stuff like that. So just a lot of stuff in different spots, mostly because that's when I went through them and I only had enough to go through there. But now that I am trying to make greater room for stuff that has, a lot of bits and such as these corner pieces that I just put in here. I put basically every single used corner piece, whatever they're technically called, is in that drawer now. And as I get more, I'll fill this up, and eventually, maybe I'll have to break that into a bag, or I can put the light blue, gray, and the black together somewhere, etc. I can figure that out when I get there. But trying to consolidate everything down so there's less varied drawers of varied pieces. So like I've got, because I have so many 1x2s that take up 3 drawers, and I feel like that's pretty good for now. The 1x4s I split between a couple, somehow there's a green there. Split between a couple of the drawers there, and the corner pieces I just did. But then a lot of things I dropped over here. So all of my 2x4 used are in this bag. And then I have a couple of the lettered ones to break out some of the different colors so they don't get lost in the fray, or they're easier to pick out. 2x6s came over here. All the 2x3s came over here. So stuff that takes up, it would take up an inordinate amount of space, and they're not necessarily highly picked pieces. I feel like the 1x2s are picked more often, so that's why I left them here for now. It might end up being that I feel like I need to drop them into a bag system later. We'll just see. But for now, that cleared up a whole lot of drawers here that I can use for other parts, obviously. That was a dumb statement. But I can use for various bits and bobs, like maybe I can start taking down some of these city figs and having specific drawers for specific bunches of torsos and whatnot. Those are all new, I think. Maybe used. We'll figure it out. I do have used and new mixed throughout here, but they're not mixed in the same drawers. So one drawer, like this, will only be used. This one is all new. There's not like a used section of the store and a new section of the store. It's all combined. I feel like that works perfectly fine, just as long as things don't get mixed between drawers, which, as I check everything in Bricklink or Brick Store as I go, there is no issue with that. I've got a bunch of the different SKUs or types from the plate sort up. Keep working on probably the 1x3 next, maybe the 2x2 round ones, so forth. The 1x6. I'm pretty sure my 1x6s are spread out in a couple different drawers as well. That's new. Yeah, like that. That needs to go somewhere else. There's some 1x3s there. Those two need to go somewhere else. I forget where my other 1x3s are. I had a bunch of them somewhere. Maybe they're in a big bin. But anyhow, the 1x3s need to get done and consolidated down soon. Another thing I want to talk about real quick on this, because there were some questions I had on Discord about this and whatnot. But max capacity, I figure, like right here, there are 30 bags. And I could fit, maybe 5 to 10 more there. This one, I think I counted, and there's 37, and you could fit maybe 3 more. So about 40 per row bags could fit. Each bag, you could have multiples in, like this one. Like I have 3 Harrys in there. I could technically fit a 4th up here, probably, without covering up too much. And that would be 4 in the same spot that 1 takes up. Toes. So you could get potentially 40 times 4, depending on how much you bulk up, bringing you to 240 figs in one single row. That's stretching it a bit. I would guesstimate closer to 100 figs is going to be about max. Probably up a bit more. So between 400 and 600 could be fit in one box. If you're at your lowest capacity and you have just like 40 in each row, then you're down to 240 tops for the whole thing. So, but I would guesstimate you could easily fit 400 to 600 figs per box unit if you are doubling up, tripling up, etc. Of course, that goes down if you got some like the Hoth troopers that have backpacks and stuff like that. Other ones that are just like real, they have thicker parts and so forth, like the adventurer ones that have those real big backpacks. Obviously, you can't fit as many as those. So that's about where that lands on there. These guys are thicker, and I've got a whole bunch of them. The Bitar or whatever his name is. The other thing is how I have it organized. I have like city all the way through the Lego Movie and here. Really it starts with Let's Collectible, which should not be there. The nurse should be down here. Good job. I'm not even keeping my own system right. There we go. Adventure. That's what I was wanting. So all the way to Z, which Ultra Agents goes in the back there. These two rows currently are Star Wars. I could take more. I've been able to keep things pretty well to that amount of space that I need, and there's some in other parts in drawers and whatnot. I took some of the new ones out of the minifigure bag and just dropped them in here. This is all collectible minifigs, and there's some in the drawers, but these are a lot of the ones that have all of their stuff with it. So the evil dwarf with the shield, his 2 axe heads, the pole, stuff like that. The thespian with his Hamlet skull, and I think that's the only thing he has. So stuff like that. Collectible minifigures are here. This is all superhero. These are my more pricier figs, all 3 of them that I have there. And then this is Ninjago here. So that's how I have mine laid out. And then they have MF01, 02, 03 on that. Then there's this monstrosity of a bag that I reference now and then throughout the vlogs. I'm slowly taking things out of there. I'm not adding anything else in unless it's specifically like the skeletons, or I put a bunch of the CMFs in here. Series 22 or 23, I forget. But those went into there, but they're specifically listed in Bricklink. But I do have a bunch of different figs in here that don't have a remark, and so I know that they're in that bag. Slowly getting rid of that. Otherwise, I have figs in different spots. It just really depends on what's going on. Like this is one of those battle packs, but this battle pack is completely parted out. So if someone wanted to buy just a helmet, they could do that. Someone did buy all 20 of the heads that I had in there. Most of these things, like the Harry Potter underwater thing, I parted out completely. Some of those mermaid tails, someone has already bought like a lot of the torsos from there, or I think the kids' legs that were all like those short legs but still articulating. So those all got purchased. Oh, and then bought a bunch of stormtroopers, and then I've got a Darth in here, but they're all full used but in great condition, nearly excellent kind of thing. So just a real quick update on the drawers. I'm gonna have a lot of drawers there, some more up here, and then the ones this wall. So I'm set for drawers, especially small drawers, for a while. Large drawers are going to fill up pretty soon, so I'm trying to be mindful of not putting too much in there and trying to balance that out with stuff in the bags. But then I'm going to figure out what I want to stick in these. I would probably want to break down some of these boxes, the new ones where there's just way too many SKUs in one kind of box. Like some of these bricks, they just need to go into a overflow bin.
But yeah, all these, that's from like that creative set, or there's this one that was the spring poly bag, which I have more to part out. So I got to break those down, and I'll probably have like a few drawers that have those different pieces. But yeah, that's all for now. Probably good on these and carry on from there. For this evening, I am drinking and bricklinking at the same time. You know, what could go wrong? But a friend of mine, Minifigure Mountain, noted to me that I had this listed as MOF001 with a note that it didn't seem to glow in the dark, that seemed to not work. This was one of the original minifigures I listed. It was around, let's see, I actually have it pulled up, 2 days after Christmas 2022. My store started in November of 2022, so it was one of the first figs I had listed along with all of these. And that was before I had Brick Store, before I used Brickignite and Brick Monkey and all that. So it's just Google Lens, and per looking up on Google Lens, it just looked like there was only the MOF001. Well, it turns out there's an MOF001A, which is the non-glow-in-the-dark version. So thanks to Minifigure Mountain for calling that out, helping me out in that way. I now have the figure is going to be relisted with the proper identification. So, and some of these, or all of these, were listed, you know, coming up on a year ago now, 10 months or so. So it's all things that I've learned a lot since then. Some things I am going to go through and either change, like I'm pretty sure, like some of these I have listed with errors and problems. So I'm going to determine if I want to leave them as is, make sure that they're in decent shape if I have them noted as some, because in a previous vlog I showed where one of these I had listed as great condition or such, and it had a broken arm. So I'm going to check over these older ones now. These are everything I posted that's still active in my store from beginning to the 20th of January. I just picked that as an arbitrary time for now. And so I want to make sure everything is good for these. Oh, just got some mail call in. Apparently my local post office, or the one that got dropped off at, likes to step on stuff, because this one definitely has a lot of footfalls. So we'll check on that. And then got this one in, I don't really block any names. It's in, I think from Skitz Bricks. So I'm going to crack that open and take a look. But I will at least open it off camera, because one hand is tough. Let's take a look. Wrapped in this brown paper. Always makes me wonder if it's going to pop a lot out on me. Several fig parts. I don't remember which store I got this from right off the bat. Good stuff. Yeah, I looked at my order. These are all new parts, so shouldn't be anything to worry about. Finally got a Galen Merrick Star Killer head there. But this is from Bricks for Life. Came super fast. Everything's listed as new. I'll double check it, but I doubt anything's gonna be wrong. The seller has over 10,000 ratings. So came super fast. Pleased with that.
Here's the other mail call from 3 Brick Bears, who apparently draw on each of their pick sheets, which is pretty neat. I mean, that's a pretty cool bear, right? Nice. Anyhow, there always send some stickers. That's what the other stickers are. I'm pretty sure I showed earlier in this video. But a bunch of parts. Basically all for the shuttle. Lots and lots of ones. There's that piece for the Minecraft. Mountain Cave. These are all listed as dirty/worn. They're definitely that. I mean, I can't remember if I over-ordered because of that or what. Some of these are, I mean, I ordered knowing that there would be clearance. So I might need to go back and not go back to them, but go and order some more. Yeah, so everything looks to be fine. Yeah, stuff like that. That little scuff, that's normal. That's not a big deal when you use parts. That's why you buy new if you don't want that. Yeah, a couple of this plus a couple other orders should be what I need to finish out the shuttle. So we can place some of these bad boys. If I can do this. If I can do this with one hand, it must be the most said phrase on this channel. Nice. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'll leave them some feedback. Put these things all with the shuttle and await the other orders. So I've got a bit of a mail call here. I wanted to finally verify this order. And everything looks great except for these axles. I had ordered 10 long, and these are only 8 long. So I already emailed the seller and all, but just always a reminder, check your orders when you get them. Make sure everything is good to go. Don't just assume stuff. Good morning. It is Sunday the 22nd. And at 5 a.m. roughly. So we had the great big bin of modified plates, clips and such, and all that. And they have been sorted down. The drawer was basically 3/4 to all the way full. So everything got broken down into core categories. I mean, there's some stuff in here that's all mixed in, just where there's just a handful of a certain kind. So now the fun will begin of type sorting down because, for instance, I think I do not have any of the older type in here. The current type, this middle band is thicker. The older type is thinner, which is that? No, those are the same. These ones are the most easily distinguished, where you have this that goes pretty much right to the edge, and then you have this one, which just looks like a C sitting, or U, lowercase u, sitting on top of there. So that difference is easy to distinguish, and I think there's even a third kind. I'd have to look that up, which I would need to do anyways. But yeah, so this will take a bit to get through. And then I've got my 8-foot melamine board that will sit on top of some Sterlites there, and I'll probably screw it into the wall. It's gonna be a little bit different. I'm not sure how I'm gonna like it. I'll probably leave it loose for a bit. But this is like midway to my thigh, this table height, and it's a little low. And then I put it on top of, not even these, it's going to be on top of this kind of Sterlite without the wheels. And it'll be even lower, like down here. So it might be something where I kind of use it to temporarily hold or grab stuff. But even standing here when I was doing the finishing off the clip, all this stuff, I was holding the drawer with one hand and then using my right hand to drop those in. And it was still like, all right, we got to bend down a whole bunch to get down there. I'm 6'1", which isn't super duper tall, but it's still tall enough to be inconvenient. So we'll see. This side, I already have the plans to put it right about here. And I've got the piece, it's in the garage. I just need to cut it down because it comes in a 4-foot section and this is 44 inches. I'm sorry for all of the international viewers. But so it's, it's about that big, that much too long. So I need to trim it down before I put it up here. So that's where this week is going to start out with these various tasks. Got another batch of these, and you can see that it was like little minifigure stands. The last one sold pretty quick, so I upped the price a little bit this go. And yeah, let's have a great start to a new week.